Hey guys, Joshua Pushes here and welcome back to another Yu-Gi-Oh video. Does any of you remember Altergeist? You know, it was basically the trap deck for a really long time. That is until the Eltic cards were released and pretty much seemed to make the Altergeist trap strategy obsolete. Well, it's alright guys. I solved it. Alright guys, so starting off, a very little known thing about me, I think, is that I actually really love Altergeist. I've played that way too many events and never topped one with it, like big events anyway. I won like, I don't know, 5 LLDS with this deck or something, but I never topped a YCS with it, even though I did play that quite a few, I think maybe even 3 or something like that, so I'm quite a big fan of this. And the biggest reason is because I'm a really big trap guy, basically. I really enjoy playing trap decks because they bring out what I enjoy most in Yu-Gi-Oh, which is actual interaction. So I'm not talking about like floodgate decks, but actual, you know, interactive trap card decks. And I definitely think Altergeist is one of those decks. However, you're not here to hear me ramble about what I like about Altergeist or don't like about Altergeist, but to check out the deck list. So let's dive into it. Basically, I want to take a look at this deck since I really enjoyed playing this deck in the past, and then Eldlik was released and basically this deck just faded into obscurity, totally disappeared and was replaced by Eldlik, which I think is a shame because even though I do think the Eldlik deck is very cool, I think Altergeist is a little bit cooler in that the engine does more by itself and can actually get really aggressive after the first turn, to be honest. But then it did kind of fade away, and I think one of the reasons is the first turn can be very, very lackluster with this deck. But it's okay, guys. I definitely solved that. How do you solve, you know, such a first turn? It's quite easy, really. What is the best normal summon in the game? No, guys, it's not Alistair. It's actually our girl, tour guide from the underworld, and we are playing her. But let's just go through the monster ratio real quick before we get to her. So I'm playing double Marionetter, triple Meluseek, triple Multifaker, and then double Silcoidus. No Concrete in this list, no space because I am playing the tour guide package. Even though Concrete is definitely something to consider. Now I'm playing double Marionetter because Marionetter is essentially like a fake starter, like Meluseek, Multifaker, and then I guess Spoofing are actual starters because they get you to Multifaker, and Multifaker in return get you to Meluseek. But Marionetter actually just gets you to a trap card, which doesn't really help your engine. It's more of a... Well, I guess it is a disruption by itself, but it's really more of a follow-up card because it will get you back Multifaker at Meluseek later. So I figured 2 was fine because we were playing a lot of normal summons. We are playing 8 in a 40 card deck. Maybe even 9 if you do count the Sengen. But yeah. Then I'm playing Ash Blossom and Impermanence for the hand traps. And then the interesting part about the deck is the Tour Guide engine. So what we're trying to do with this card is that Tour Guide is the best normal summon in the game, where it nets you actually both a trap card and Multifaker, which is the things you need to, you know, start playing. And I read an article recently by Henko Chow, and he wrote that Altergeist is actually a combo deck, where the combo pieces you need are Multifaker, a trap card, and a turn. And Tour Guide is 2 of those things. You still need the extra turn to start playing, unless you have Impermanence, of course. But essentially what you're doing is you're going to go normal summon Tour Guide, summon Sengen. Then with Sengen we're going to link into Cherubini. Sengen is actually going to add a monster with 1500 or less attack, which will be our Multifaker. Unless we already have Multifaker, then we can add something like Ash Blossom. But mostly Multifaker, and then with Cherubini we're gonna be able to send a level 3, which will be our boots, which we're gonna banish to get access to our Fogblade. So just Tour Guide is both Multifaker and Fogblade for disruption. And then that's the reason we're playing Sengen. If you do happen to hard draw Sengen, you can also just go Sengen, link it off into Almirage to also get Multifaker. And then with boots it's a little bit of the same, you can just link it off into Almirage to get Fogblade. Obviously this is quite weak to hand traps, but I definitely think it's actually quite good. I also tend to side it out going second, but I want to delve a little bit more into that when we're looking at the extra deck. But that is the engine we are trying today. Then for spells, I'm just playing Extravagance. Basically, Tour Guide is another consistency card, so I didn't want to play Duality or Prosperity, and I definitely think this card is just better than both of those cards, since it does just net you an extra card or extra trap usually, which is very nice. I'm playing one Manifestation, double Protocol. I think this is fairly standard, don't really want to get too deep into that. I'm playing Punishment as one of the trap cards, because this is like a double disruption if you have Untus in the extra deck. And then it's also really good going second, which is one of the main reasons why I'm playing it, because if you set this along with Strike, you can out a lot of boards. I did decide to include Impermanence in the deck. I don't think it's the best of hand traps right now, but just, you know, Impermanence multi-fakers, so very strong, so I didn't want to not include it in the deck. Triple Spoofing should be staple. If you're not playing Triple Spoofing, what are you even doing? The Fog Blade for the Tour Guide engine, then Strike, Torrential. Those cards are both super high impact going first as well as going second. Like, Torrential Strike will often just wipe the entire field, even if you're going second, so yeah, the side deck, I have to admit, is not the best, but I just wanted to grind some games with this deck and see how it did. And I actually went like 10-0 or something playing rated matches with this deck. Low rated, I have to admit, but it was better than I expected. The side deck is triple Lightning Storm, triple Secret Village. This could also be something like Anti-Spell, triple Evenly, double Ice Dragon's Prison. I was main decking this, but it does conflict with Multifaker, of course. But it is one of the traps that's quite good going second, because it can help you break boards. But I will probably take this out for some other cards. And I'm side deck Imperial Order, but honestly this should probably be in the main deck, because this card is absolutely insane. And then Triple Judgment against all the blowout cards people might be playing against you. The extra deck is double Untus for the Dogmatica Punishment, and of course we're playing Extravagance, and we would prefer to keep this in the deck. One Access Code Talker, triple Hextia, and one Prime Banshee. The Prime Banshee is mostly there just in case you somehow banish all of the Hextias with the pot. Double Cherubini, one Unicorn, double Link Rebo, double Almirage, and Ningirsu as a Dragoon out. What I do want to add about the extra deck is that there's some cards you might want to include, which are Selene. And then most interestingly, you could decide to play something like the Fortune Tune package with Zeus to actually make Tour Guide kind of broken going second. But I wasn't sure if that was worth the space. But I definitely think it's something to consider if you do end up playing the Tour Guide engine in this deck. But yeah, I don't want to talk about the deck profile much longer. Let's just dive right into the replays, because I do have a bunch of those for you guys. So starting with the first replay here. I lost the die roll, and I will be going second, because my opponent's gonna elect to go first. Let's just see what he is playing. Like, I don't really remember all of the replays I have with this deck, because it are a lot, and I don't remember like what each player was playing. But yeah, my hand is gonna be Tour Guide, Extravagance, Double Protocol, which is not the best, and Silcoides, which is also not the best. But I mean, honestly, just Tour Guide and Protocol is quite a powerful start, especially combined with Extravagance. However, going second, this hand is not so great. So let's see what my opponent was playing in this one. Right, so it is what is commonly referred to as the very best deck in Yu-Gi-Oh! Let's go, Pendulum best deck. Let's see what kind of field he is gonna put up. Alright, so long story short, game 1 I just scooped to his field because I couldn't out it, and then game 2 and 3 I had Judgment Imperial Order, and game 2 he just scooped to the order, and then game 3 I went second, but he got kind of greedy and just linked all of his huge pendulum creatures away to go for Selene. Then I negated the Selene with Fog Blade, and then when he pendulum summoned I did Judgment, and then when he activated one of his skills I did Imperial Order, so GG, I guess Altergeist actually best deck, sorry Triff. Alright, so let's check out this next replay. As you saw, I think I did lose the rock, paper, scissors, but he is electing for me to go first. My hand is gonna be a little bit awkward. I have Torrential, Impermanence, and then double Tour Guide and the Boots. And the thing is, before I was playing Barricade Board Blocker in my extra deck just for specifically this situation, but I cut it for the Untus. So Barricade Board Blocker is something you can keep in mind. And this is one of the hands where it's a little bit annoying, but here I'm just gonna hope that Tour Guide and Sengen, so basically Multifaker, Impermanence, Torrential is gonna get me there. And we'll see, he's actually gonna start with Lightning Storm. So that's a little bit rough. And then he's gonna go Desire, so I'm not really sure what he's playing. Might be like some Manju deck. I don't really remember. Oh, right, this is the number one game. So he goes number on, what's it called? Network, right? And that's actually just game over because I don't have any disruptions. And that's a lot of damage. So I'm just gonna concede there. Because I know what's gonna happen. In case you don't know, he just summons 4 Numberons, which are 1,000 each. And then they keep doubling their attack. So they just attack for like, what's it in total? 8,000 for 12,000. I think 15,000 or something. Something stupid. They kill you if you don't have any disruptions. So yeah. Then I'm actually gonna elect to go first anyway, because I don't really feel like losing to what's his face, the Zexal. Wait, Zexal is banned, right? So they probably just make the Infinitrack thing. So maybe I should have gone first, to be honest, thinking about it. But yeah. There you go, I'm gonna go Boots. So this hand's really awkward, right? I have Discard, which is amazing against the number one deck, but then I don't have any spellcasters, so I just have to hope he doesn't have Lightning Storm again. Oh, he's actually gonna decide to Gamma the Boots here, which is fine. I do have the Ashen negated, but like, it does whatever, right? And then I considered just sending 1 to not lose too hard to Lightning Storm, but I figured if he had Lightning Storm, I was losing anyway, since he would just kill me. So I just set both, and then he's gonna go Desires here. Which I'm gonna go Ash, of course. I mean, Ash doesn't really do much against this deck because the network stands for cost. So, and he's gonna go set rotation here and then give me Mystic Mine and himself the network, of course. He's gonna go network effects, summon 4 guys, as you can see. I'm just gonna flip Torrential because if I don't, I just instantly lose. And yeah, just hope I draw some Altergeist card here. But as you'll see, I don't. I do draw Punishment. So the good thing that he has Network up right now is that he won't be able to Lightning Storm me. So I'm just setting the Punishment here. He's gonna go Network again. Once again, summon 4 guys. And I'm just gonna Torrential again because I don't want to just literally die. Even though in this case, Punishment would also actually prevent me from dying. But yeah. I'm gonna top deck Extravagance, which is a nice top deck, and I don't think he ends up having any hand traps. Let's just take a look at his hands. So he has Ogre, then this stupid card, Memories of Hope, which draws like 1 billion cards when you do it. So it draws 4, which is insane, and then limit removal, so pretty strong. But he can't stop the Extravagance. I'm gonna draw Punishment and Sulk, which again is just nothing. So I'm top deck Lava Golem here, as you can see, which doesn't do anything. Then finally I top deck Meluseek. I'm gonna Meluseek, and I'm gonna send his set, I think. Oh, so I'm gonna Meluseek attempt to send his set, since I kind of want him to keep the Numberon network on the field, since apparently he has run out of actual Numberons to summon from it. And I just want to keep it there, just in case of Lightning Storm. He's gonna attempt to Ogre, but I point out it's damage step, so you can't do that. Oh, actually I'm gonna send the network, apparently. Why would that be? I'll just be honest, I'm not completely sure why I went that route. Then with Seek, I'm gonna search Marionetta, because at this point I feel like he can't OTK me with the network anymore anyway, even if he does have it. And then if he doesn't trigger one of my punishments next turn, I won't be able to do anything with the Multi-Faker, and this Marionetta will set me up for a lot of follow-up, so that's why I go for Marionetta. As you can see, he does top deck Wall here, but it doesn't really do anything. I top deck Judgment, which is really good. Now I remember why I sent the network. Of course, this mine was set with set rotation, which means that he can't activate any field spells anyway. He's gonna negate the Marionetta, which is fine. I'm just gonna swing. He's gonna end the battle phase after I swing with Marionetta, which is fine, I guess. He stopped taking the Lightning Storm here. Tribute both my guys for Lava Golem, which is fine. I guess it's just a bigger beater. And he's gonna try to normal the Ogre, which I point out is not possible. Top deck Multi-Faker here. Take 1000 from Golem, and now I'm just gonna go for damage. And I think next turn he's just gonna scoop it up, if I remembered correctly. Top decks his Desires, and yeah, he's just scooping it up there. So yeah, last game he's gonna make me go first, I think. So mine's alright. It is Punishment, Torrential Tribute, and another punishment with Silk and Multifaker. Which does lose to Lightning Storm pretty hard, but it is what it is. So I'm just gonna normal summon Silk so I can potentially summon Meluseek with Multifaker, which is what you always want to do. And he's actually gonna up to Mystic Mine here instead of... I think he could have gone... he could have gone Numeron Wall, activate Numeron Network, and then just activate one of these from the hand, right? First Lightning Storm, of course, which would have been game, but I guess, I don't know, he didn't want to do that. Then I'm top decking Order here, which is out to the Mystic Mine. And I'm gonna flip Order in standby phase to play around something like Veiler. Then I'm gonna go Multifaker. He's gonna Ogre that, which is fine. Gonna summon Seek. Now I can just link into Hextia, then with Seek get Marionetter. And this is just basically game over, right? I mean, he's playing Spell dot deck, and he's just not gonna be able to play through the Hextia, I think, to try to negate the Order. This is 47, I think. Oh, he's gonna do the wall, which is fine. I attack with Hextia first, then he's just gonna scoop it up to the Order. So, you know, Order, pretty nice nice cards. Numeron, not the most meta of decks, especially now that Utopic Sex was banned, but still a nice showcase. Hopping into a little bit more of a meta duel here, I think. Losing the die roll to, as you can see, Shadow Invoked, main decking Lancia, so really prepared for meta matchups, which sadly for him he is not playing against. He's gonna go Foolish, send Hedgehog to add Wendy. Then he's gonna go for Meltdown. I don't have any hand traps, so he can just do what he wants. Add Invocation. Go into the Magistius. And then El Shadow to go into a Construct. Summon Dragon from Wendy. And then send Schism, so sending off a Schism here. Going into Gravity Control to add back the Schism. And then also going for a Mechaba, I guess. Yeah. So, pretty alright first turn. Really hard for a deck like Altergeist to play through this. But I do have Strike and Punishment, so that is nice. And then also a top deck Fogblade, which is actually good because it can potentially negate the Mechaba. And then I can keep the Strike for something other than that. I'm gonna normal summon the Silk and then go into battle phase just to get rid of the Shadow Dragon, basically. He's gonna go Schism, bring out another Construct, which is definitely fair enough. Send, what's it called? Incarnation. Which is gonna allow him to flip up the dragon in the battle phase to bounce my Silk, which is fine, I guess. Not sure if I would have done the play myself. And now I just have to try to survive with my trap cards. He's gonna go Alistair, which I'm gonna up to Fogblade. And now, interestingly enough, he's not gonna actually chain the El Shadow Fusion, but after Resolution, he's gonna go El Shadow Fusion. Apparently he wants to keep the Alistair on the field to go for Epcalone. And then he's gonna go trigger Construct and... Yeah, just gonna trigger Construct, so not Dragon. So he could have popped one of my sets, which you will see that later in the game is gonna be pretty instrumental. Because now, when he summons the Verte, he's first gonna do Epcalone to add Beast and discard Beast to draw a card. And then after Resolution, I'm gonna go Punishment on the Verte, send Untus, and then on Resolution, I'm gonna go Untus chaining 1 to destroy Schism, and Faker chaining 2, basically to bait the Mechaba. Then he's of course taking the bait, makes sense, right? He has to do it. And discard the Lancia with Mechaba, which I'm gonna strike. Then he's gonna attempt to chain El Shadow here, which is just not possible. And I'm gonna go summon the Multifaker here and bring out Meluseek, I think. Then he's gonna chain to my Multifaker with the Super Poly. Go into this guy, which is fine. It doesn't really do anything. Meluseek is gonna add me a Marionetter, and at this point, I've just won the game basically, right? Because he has just this guy, and I have Marionetter with Multifaker Engrave. And actually, he decides to just quit the match. So, you know, yay, Altergeist, best deck. I guess we have time for one more replay. Because this was just a single game, sadly, would have been nice to show you the full match against this deck. Alright, so let's do this as the last one. I think this is against a pretty fun deck. Pretty cool. So my hand is really good. Opening Extravagance, so trying to Pot of Greed, which is fine. Pick up Punishment and Ash, so really good pick up since we already do have access to the engine, and he probably doesn't have Ash, or he would have done it on Extravagance, I guess. Then go into Linkuriboh, search Faker, and set my 3 trap cards. Then my opponent's actually gonna go Twin Twister, discard a Gizmek, so at this point I'm like, okay, interesting deck. Destroy Punishment and Fogblade, leaving me with Torrential, so arguably I still have the best trap. He's gonna go Desires, which I'm gonna go Ash, of course, I mean. Just makes sense. He's gonna go summon a Kaiju, which is alright. Then he's gonna summon another Kaiju. And I'm bringing out the Gizmek, and at this point I'm gonna go Torrential, because I'm afraid of the Dragulon OTK, which brings out, what's it called, the number 100 or something, which just does way too much damage. Then on the resolution of Torrential, I'm gonna bring out Faker. He's gonna slumber that. Oh, but then apparently all his Kaijus were banished, so he's gonna actually scoop it up, which makes sense. I don't think he could have come back with the Gizmek Engrave from that. He's actually gonna go first in the second game. Once again, my hand is pretty good. I have Ash, Faker, Meluseek, Spoofing, and the Punishment. So pretty alright hand. He's got a set 3, so I'm like, okay, you may be sided to like a different deck. In standby phase, he's gonna flip Summon Limit. I'm not completely sure why he did this, since, you know, Altergeist is probably not playing Denkuseka. I'm gonna go Extravagance into nothing. Then Meluseek is gonna swing. He's gonna take it. I'm just gonna send not the Summon Limit, since I think it hinders his deck a lot more than it hinders mine. Gonna hit a Super Poly, which doesn't really do much against Altergeist. Much like Summon Limit, so that's fine. He's gonna go Thunderbird effect. And skillful player like I am gonna hit the Thunderbird with my die roll. So he's gonna actually pop my Punishment, which is a little bit annoying. Leaves me just with the Spoofing, so the only defensive cards I have are Multi-Faker and Ash Blossom. Then again, I also have Summon Limit as a defensive card. It's just not on my field. He's gonna go Slumber, which is fine. Gonna trigger the Seek to get a Marionetter for the next turn. And then at this point, I think he's just gonna swing, which is alright by me. Then end phase, I'm gonna go Spoofing. Without effect, just to bring out the Multi-Faker, summon Meluseek. Pick up another Marionette, we're just gonna set, let's see, a Protocol. And then I'm just gonna swing with all my guys. He's locked by his own Summon Limit anyway. So I'm just gonna send the Godarla, because I feel like the Summon Limit doesn't really do that much against Altergeist. It probably does more against his deck, so I'm just gonna keep it. Then second summon, I'm gonna go into Hextia. Then with Seek, I'm gonna add another Multi-Faker. He's gonna pick up a Twin Twister to hit both my sets. I'm just gonna negate it with the Hextia. Then I feel pretty safe, right? If he does have, I don't know, something like Manju or Great Maju, like, I can just flip one of my traps and bring out Multi-Faker and bounce it, even though he doesn't have any banish cards anyway. But he's just gonna pass turn, and this is actually game, because this is 47 damage. Yeah, that's game. Pretty cool stuff. So yeah, guys, Altergeist, I hope you guys did enjoy the deck profile and the replays. If you are interested in this deck, I highly recommend trying out the tour guide stuff in the deck. It's really a great ton of fun and very powerful going first. And I really think that Altergeist could use some more love than it gets right now, just because all of the people who are, you know, enjoying trap cards are really into Eldlik and even Paleozoic more than Altergeist. And I'm not really sure why. Altergeist is nice, it doesn't lose to any of the hand traps that are very popular at this moment. So yeah, definitely try it out. And if you did enjoy this video, don't forget to leave a like, leave a comment, maybe even. And if you're not subscribed yet but do enjoy this kind of content, I mean, consider subscribing, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!